Hello everybody, so this is going to be an update on everything. I made a video about a week after I made that OT school update video where I didn't know what I was going to do. I made a video about a week and a half later, but I never uploaded it. So I just wanted to make a video kind of more recent because things have changed since then. It is now February 4th. And it's not January. So in that update, I was undecided about what to do, and the guy who normally calls me every month was supposed to call me 2 weeks later. He did call me 2 weeks later, but I never talked to him. And it has probably been almost a month since he called, and I did not return his call. I know that's bad, but when he called me, I was out. I think I was at the doctor's or something. It was a Thursday. And what he does is he calls my house phone, he calls my cell phone, texts my cell phone, and emails me. Now, that is a little obsessive if you ask me. But anyway, so he did all those things, and I was at the doctor's office, so I couldn't answer a call. And I had work later in that afternoon, so I didn't want to call him then, or I couldn't call him then. And then Friday, I think I forgot, and then a few days later forgot, and now here we are, and I have not called him. And what's weird is that he usually calls me every month, and like right at the start of the month, and he hasn't. So I'm kind of worried that maybe he just dropped me. I don't know. That week that I made that video on Monday, I think it was January 7th or 6th, somewhere around there. When I made that video, that week I spent literally every day looking up schools and emailing people and back and forth with a bunch of people. And so I got an answer about the whole anatomy 1 and 2 situation. They told me that I have to take anatomy and physiology separately. So that would be okay for that anatomy 1 and 2, which they don't do that here. So in late December, I registered for a medical terminology class. So I have that class online. Semester started the end of January. And so when I realized that I needed to take a anatomy or physiology because my A&P 1 isn't going to work, I decided to add a anatomy class to see if I could get an anatomy class with my schedule and whatever. I was looking at anatomy and physiology. Well, you can't take a physiology class unless you take an anatomy class. So I was down to anatomy class, and so I added the class and I was on waitlist. So I was waitlist number 15. And the day before the semester starts, I got accepted into the class. So that was fabulous. So I am taking anatomy twice a week in the morning, and then I actually have work later. That is what I'm doing now, and I plan in the summertime to take a physiology class. If I didn't get into anatomy class this semester, I was going to take it in the summer, and that's like every single day in the summer because you have such a limited time. That first week of January, I was also looking into early childhood education programs. And I was emailing somebody back and forth, and she was trying to calculate my GPA because I wasn't sure how they would calculate it because I have not taken a full course load in a few years. I've taken courses here or there, but they're not full-time. So she was trying to calculate my GPA and whatnot, and I think she said my GPA is 3.3235, somewhere around there. And so there's no really prereqs or anything crazy to take for those courses. So I am going to apply to the early childhood education program as well. I know you all might think I'm crazy, but this is just going to save myself a year of waiting. I say that because this is going to be my last year of applying for OT. So I got a comment from Charlene, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. Let me know, because I hate butchering people's names. She left a comment under that video saying, how long am I going to apply to OT? And that's a very good question. I ask myself that question all the time. And I feel that 3 times is a good amount. 3 is a good number to stop. And I know a lot of people say, well, you're supposed to keep trying and trying. There's a bunch of sayings that say, try and never give up, blah, blah, blah. So at a certain point, you do have to give up. And I mean, I could sit here and apply every year, and that's not gonna get me anywhere. If I don't get into an OT program this year, and I say this year because their applications open in July, and they usually have a decision if you're in or not by the end of the year, usually. So if I don't get into a school, an OT program by the end of the year, then I'm hoping I get into a early childhood education program, and I will be applying to that program as well in the summertime. So that's kind of my backup plan. And it's going to save me a year, because if I just applied to OT and I didn't get in, well, I would have to wait a whole another year to apply for the early childhood education program, which is teaching basically. So I'm saving myself a year by applying to both programs at the same time. Cross your fingers that this is my year. I really want this to be my year, and 4 is my lucky number, so we'll see what happens. I'm not really holding my breath if I get into the other school or not. In all honesty, I would rather apply to a program that is 2 or 3 years than a program that is 4 years. So if I don't get into that program that I'm on the wait list for, then I don't care. That's why I'm kind of debating on whether or not to call him or not, because I really don't care at this point, because I am taking an anatomy class and going to take a physiology class. I'm taking all these classes to apply to more schools. That is the update for now. So thanks for watching. Bye.